if you want to see the rainbow, you have to welcome the rain. So if you are going through an emotional time, if you feel that all these planets retrograding right now is challenging you and your sensitivity and your reflections of your past and your present, remember to get that rainbow, to receive the gift of the rainbow. The rain has to come, it has to be released, those clouds have to empty out. And that will mean shedding tears if you need to, having a good cry, feeling any resentments, making amends with yourself and others. Perhaps you need to receive an apology. Maybe you need to be open to that in order to heal. And maybe you need to give an apology. Maybe you need to balance whatever is requiring harmony. When all these planets are retrograding and we have Chiron doing the dance of retrograde as well in July, it really asks us to bring everything back down to an earth level, to become earthy, to become a being, not a doer, a human being, to slow down. Let yourself get lost in a daydream. This is a great time to do those things that as children we did regularly and we needed to do. Ask any psychologist and they'll tell you that human beings are overstimulated, we're exasperated, we have too much information being shoved at us constantly, and it leads to burnout and it leads to numbness. But when you meditate, take a breath, take space, stop giving your energy out so willy-nilly and come back to your own energy. Sit in your home or your cocoon where you can recalibrate and rejuvenate and nourish yourself. Make the time to cook your favorite meal, to buy your inner child some chocolate. Make time for those acts of self-care that make us feel alive, make us feel present, and allow us to connect with our environment and our loved ones. Slow down enough to get down on the floor with your cat or dog, or to play with your children. Don't just shove a phone in their face and plonk them in front of a screen. There's no connection in that. There's no connection in screening and numbing out. Even this video, press stop now. Go off and do something real. Go off and do something that when you're old and rocking in your rocking chair, you can look to the person who you love next to you, whoever that is, and say, remember the day we went for a dip in a thunderstorm. We pulled up on the beach and we were jumping out of the car to take off our clothes and put on our togs, our bikinis and whatever, and we were going into the sea and everybody else was running the opposite direction. True story. Thunderstorm, lashings of rain, sheets of rain coming down. But we wanted to feel all of it, you know. We were willing to risk that thunderstorm and lightning We wanted to experience life. We were tired of being mollycoddled and comforted and the convenience of this modern diet of instant gratification. It really doesn't serve us. We are here to carry water and chop wood. Believe it or not, that is actual spiritual service to self and others. Carry water, chop wood. It's an old book. Look it up. And the funny thing is, when we got into the sea and it was cold, the clouds parted, stopped raining, there was no more thunder, and the sun came out. And it actually got really nice. And once we got to the point where the water was up to here and it was like, and it was no more at that crunch bite point where your breath has been taken away and you feel like you're gonna die. Everything got really calm. Everything got quiet. Felt like we had the beach to ourselves. And the sun shone down and it was actually lovely. Very healing. Felt like you're back in the mother womb or the cosmic womb. And all the noise, all the excess just came neutralized. That's what I wish for you as we move through the rest of 2023. I know that you can do that. But we have to be willing to be uncomfortable, right? You've got to allow that discomfort, that therapeutic discomfort. If you want the rainbow, you have to allow the rain. That beautiful, majestic, magical piece of heaven that as you gaze upon it, you can't believe it's real, right? You ever look at a rainbow, you're like, wow, look at this thing. The divine creator is just so imaginative. And the colors of the chakras all there, reflecting back to your energy body. Don't cling to your comfort zone, your comfort blankets. Enjoy the comfort in pockets, yes. But know that to have the adventures and to blaze your own trail, you have to be willing to have courage. You have to be willing to meet life where it is. And in that moment, there was rain, there was thunder. There wasn't lightning. I don't think there was any lightning. But it was uncomfortable taking off the cozy clothes to get into the cold water. But the after effects and the benefits of meeting life where it is and exploring that and expanding that, that's where the magic is. And you are full of magic. If you've forgotten how to shine, if you've forgotten that there is magic just around the corner for you in your life, this is a sign. I am here to tell you. But you gotta believe and you gotta know that when you tap in, when you clear out the excess, the heaviness, the sadness, the grief. You find that magic again inside. Once you tap into that, it's going to be shown back to you in some shape or form. And any symbol that shows, like a rainbow, for me a rainbow is about hope. And someone sent me an actual video that was taken yesterday of a rainbow, and it was the most perfect, divinely timed message. So look for the signs, look for the symbols, be open. I remember, was it July, around this time last year actually, it was about a year ago, and I was starting to really choose myself. And I was getting back into my body and back into self-love after being somewhere floating around the ethers for a while. And I was starting to choose life again. I decided my appetite for life is back. And I remember once I decided that, it was like electricity started to flow into my bloodstream. I had my earphones on and I found a wonderful new album by the Fleet Foxes at the time called Shore. It's a beautiful album. I love Fleet Foxes. If you're into soulful, incredibly talented musicianship, Fleet Foxes are for you. And it's very poetic and it's very harmonized, and they're just a powerhouse of music. And with earphones, and I was listening to Shore, and I love the beach, I love the coastal, I love the shore, I love the sea, I've always loved living by the sea. And I remember the first time hearing one of the songs, and it's called Can I Believe You? Check it out, it's really good. It's really, really good. And it just blew me away. And I remember I took to my feet and I started to move to the music and I started to dance, and I was just like, oh, this is life, this moment. I didn't have, nothing in my circumstances had changed. But the moment I opened to that, very quickly after that dance-a-thon in my room and connecting with my soul again and expressing it, my circumstances did change quite dramatically. In fact, I'm still kind of pinching myself now saying, wow, amazing how my external world shifted into something completely unexpected. You can do this too. Like, I don't believe our reality is the solid thing that we're told it is. I've never believed that. And I really feel that not believing that has served me, because although I respect the laws of gravity and physics and all those things, I know we have to work within our reality, right? But I also know that reality is bendable, it's shapeable, it's blendable, it's malleable. It is not this concrete thing that you think it is. So I want you to play with that, explore that, have fun with reality creation. My brother told me that years ago. He used to walk around the shopping mall, and he's very psychic and very in tune, although he'd be quite private about that. And he used to imagine, he would be like, oh, this person over here is going to turn left and look at me, or this person over here is going to trip, or, you know, he really felt like he had this visceral understanding as a young kid that his reality was literally mirroring his thoughts. He understood that, and he kind of play with it, you know. And he's an incredible manifester. He's created a beautiful life for himself. He got everything he wanted. He created it. He just doesn't believe in not taking responsibility for your thoughts and your feelings and how you manage things. And he lives in Melbourne, Australia, and he's living an incredible life. And he has lots of magical synchronicities that happen within that life. Of course he does, because he believes that and he knows that, so he breathes it. So if you want magic, you gotta breathe magic. You gotta be like a dragon breathing fire, right? So, but also, to have the rainbow, gotta let the rain fall. To water the seeds of your life, sometimes you gotta cry and let that be water for the seeds. By releasing the tears and having the rainy days. But also believing and trusting that the sun will come out tomorrow or later on, because it always does. You can get your rainbow. I know you can.